Hi kids, in this video we are going to discuss the answers for the NEET questions from the chapter Units and Measurement. Let's go for the first question. In an experiment, four quantities A, B, C and D are measured with percentage error 1%, 2%, 3% and 4% respectively. So what is given is percentage error of A is 1%, percentage error of B is 2%, percentage error of C is 3% and percentage error of D is 4%. And also an expression is given, that is P is equal to A cube B square by CD. What we have to find is percentage error in P, that is del P by P into 100. Now let's try to solve this. So if your expression contains either a product or division, then the relative error is given by del A by A plus del B by B. That is, you have to add the relative error of A and B. Similarly, if your expression has an exponent, then the relative error is given by n into del A by A. So in the given question, we have exponent, product and division. So let's try to apply these formulas here. First for A cube, so it will be 3 into del A by A. Similarly for B square, it is 2 into del B by B. For C it is del C by C, for D it is del D by D. Since they have asked percentage error, I have to multiply by 100 on both sides. So this is the percentage error of P. Now del A by A into 100 is nothing but percentage error of A, that is 1%. So I'll substitute here 3 into 1%. Similarly del B by B into 100 is 2%. Therefore 2 into 2%. Similarly for C and D 3% and 4%. Once if we add all this, I'll be getting 14% as the answer. So C 14% is the correct answer. If force F, velocity V and time T are taken as fundamental units, then the dimensions of mass are. So here in this question we have to express mass in terms of F, V and T. So let's approach this sum in this way. We'll assume that mass is directly proportional to F power x, V power y and T power z. To remove this proportionality symbol, I'm going to add a proportionality constant. So m is equal to k into F power x, V power y and T power z, where k is nothing but a dimensionless number. So we'll apply dimension formula on both the sides of the equation. The dimension formula for mass is just m. So I'm writing it as m, L power 0 and T power 0. And for force, we know that F is equal to ma. So for mass, it is dimension is m, and for acceleration it's nothing but meter per second square. So for meter it is L per second square. So T power minus 2. So for force it is ml T power minus 2 the whole power x. For velocity it's meter per second, so LT minus 1, and for time it's just T. So here if you see, you have only one m term, that is m power x, and L you have L power x term and L power y term. Since the bases are same, I can add the powers, so it's L power x plus y. Similarly, it's T power minus 2x minus 2y plus z. Now we'll equate the power of m, L, T on both the sides of the equation. So here the power of m is raised to the power x, and here m is raised to the power 1. So x is equal to 1. Similarly here L is raised to the power x plus y, and here it's L power 0. So x plus y is equal to 0, and similarly minus 2x minus y plus z is equal to 0. I'll be getting three equations. So x is equal to 1, x plus y is equal to 0, and minus 2x minus y plus z is equal to 0. On solving all these three, we'll get the value for x as 1, y as minus 1, and z is equal to 1. Substitute the values of x, y, z here. So I'll be getting F power 1, V power minus 1 and T power 1. So the dimension of m is same as F, V power minus 1, T. That is option D. If dimensions of critical velocity Vc of a liquid flowing through a tube are expressed as eta power x, rho power y, r power z, where eta, rho and r are the coefficient of viscosity of liquid, density of liquid and radius of the tube respectively. So here given is dimension of Vc is same as eta power x, rho power y and r power z. What we have to find is values of x, y and z. Okay, let's try to solve this. So we'll apply dimension formula on both the sides of the equation. For velocity it is LT minus 1, and for coefficient of viscosity it is m L minus 1 T minus 1. So in order to solve sums like this, you have to memorize the dimension formula for all the parameters that is given in your textbook. So the m L minus 1 T minus 1 the whole power x. For density it is mass per volume, right? So for mass it is m by volume, so L power minus 3 the whole power y, and r is nothing but length, so L power z. Again combine m, L, T terms like the previous sum, so I'll be getting m power x plus m power y, L power minus x, L power minus 3y, and L power z, T power minus x. Compare the powers of m, L and T on both the sides. Here m is raised to x plus y. Here we don't have m term, that means it's m power 0. So x plus y is equal to 0. Similarly minus x minus 3y plus z is equal to 1, and t power minus x is equal to t power minus 1, that is minus x is equal to minus 1. So we'll solve these three equations. If you solve this, I'll be getting the value of x as 1, y as minus 1, z as minus 1. So the value of x is 1, minus 1 and minus 1. So C is the correct answer. Planck's constant h, speed of light in vacuum c, and Newton's gravitational constant g are three fundamental constants. Which of the following combination of these has the dimension of length? So in this question we have to form an expression containing the terms h, c and g, so that the combined expression has the dimension of length. So we'll approach this question like this. Let's take L is directly proportional to h power x, c power y and g power z, because we have to form an expression containing h, c and g, but it should have the dimension of length. So apply dimension formula on both the sides of the equation. For L it's just L, so I'm writing m power 0 L t power 0. For Planck's constant it is m L square t minus 1. For velocity it's L t minus 1, and for Newton's gravitational constant it is m minus 1 L cube t minus 2. So as I said, to solve these kinds of sum, it will be better if you memorize all the dimension formula given in your textbook. So combine the m, L and t terms and then equate the powers on both the sides. So I'll be getting three equation. If you solve these three equation, I'll be getting the value for x, y and z. So in this question I'm getting x and z as 1 by 2 and y as minus 3 by 2. Now substitute these values here. So I'll be getting L is directly proportional to h power 1 by 2, c power minus 3 by 2 and g power 1 by 2. So the c power minus 3 by 2 can be written in the denominator as c power 3 by 2. So this is nothing but hg the whole power 1 by 2 by c power 3 by 2. 1 by 2 is nothing but root. So it's root of hg by c power 3 by 2. So option A is the correct answer. A physical quantity of dimensions of length that can be formed out of c, g and e square by 4 pi epsilon naught. C is the velocity of light, g is the universal constant, e is the charge, epsilon naught is permittivity of free space. Okay. So this is also similar to the previous sum, but here we have a new term called e square by 4 pi epsilon naught, right? So we have to find the dimension formula for this term. So in electrostatics there is an expression F is equal to in electrostatic we have an expression F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 by r square, where epsilon naught is permittivity of free space, F is the force, q1 q2 are the charges and r is the distance between the charges. So in this case I can write F into r square. I can bring this r square this side. So F into r square is equal to q1 q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught. If both q1 and q2 are the charges, so if they are equal and if their value is equal to E, then I can write this as E square by 4 pi epsilon naught. Now E square by 4 pi epsilon naught is same as F into r square. So it's enough if I find the dimension formula for this term F into r square. So for F it is again mass into acceleration, so it is m L t minus 2. For r square it is L square. If I combine this I will be getting m L cube t minus 2. So I can write L is directly proportional to all these three terms and then apply dimension formula on both the sides of the equation. Combine the m, L and t terms, equate the powers on both the sides. I will be getting three equation. Solve these three equations to get the values. So x is equal to 1 by 2, z is equal to 1 by 2 and y is equal to minus 2. Now substitute this here. So I'll be getting L is directly proportional to the first term e square by 4 pi epsilon naught the whole power 1 by 2 and c power minus 2 g power 1 by 2. The c power minus 2 can be brought to the denominator. So it's 1 by c square into these two terms the whole power 1 by 2. So the correct option is option D. So if you like my explanation, kindly like the video, share the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel Prepare with Arun. Thank you.